Hi Paul, I've just read chapter 3 of your new ebook. You've got some very controversial views in there about what's driving the oil markets.
Absolutely, Will. What we're saying is that the run-up we've seen in oil prices this time has been nothing to do with supply and demand, shortage of supply, or emerging demand from China or anywhere. All these stories that the consensus will tell you, we believe it's more or less entirely due to activities on Wall Street.
Okay, and what are the implications of this oil price volatility for the chemical industry?
Well, if you look at what people are doing on Wall Street, 60% of the financial trades are down to computers these days. Computers talking to computers, an advanced form of computer games. My computer blocks your trade, puts in my trade. They're moving so fast, Will, that these trades are happening in microseconds. Andy Haldane, the director of the Bank of England, has said, just to try and epitomise what's happening, the speed they're doing, they're going as fast as an ordinary person could get their entire annual shopping done at a supermarket within a second. If you imagine just how fast these computers are going, completely disrupting the market for everything else, spurred on by liquidity from the Fed. What have they done? I'm afraid they've pushed up prices. We've seen the usual scramble by buyers to cover themselves, and now already we're seeing the usual downturn.
Okay, well, what does this mean for the wider economy?
I'm frankly pessimistic. Well, I hope we can avoid the fate of what's happened in the past, but if you look back over history, 4 times out of 4 in the last 40 years, we've had a world where oil prices in real terms, inflation adjusted, have gone above $50 for a period of time. 4 times out of 4, it's been followed by a recession, because the world simply cannot afford to pay this amount for oil and still maintain demand for everything else. You know, you and I can't afford it. You know, nobody can. People in the emerging economies, where there's really most of their budget goes on food and necessities, they've got nothing left over at all. So, I mean, as Einstein said, you know, if you repeat the same activity and you expect a different result, that's one good definition of lunacy. And you know, I would love to believe it's going to be different this time, but I'm very, very pessimistic. And I'm actually quite angry at the way that these financial players have been allowed to mess about with everybody's life like this.
Is there anything that should be done then to try and restrict the workings of these financial markets and the oil trading?
I'm not optimistic, Will, but frankly, what is the point of computers trading in microseconds with each other? Is there any value for society? Is this helping us to raise capital for industry? Is it helping us to develop? It's just a form of adult computer games, and the sums involved, according to the New York Times this week, $12 billion was made by the people playing these games. So they're entirely profitable games. And where does that $12 billion come from? It comes out of our pockets as citizens of the world. I really wish the regulators would stop the soft hand and do something about it, but I'm not at all confident they will. And as I've said in the blog a couple of times, and as we say in the book, you know, I'm afraid that the chemical industry, as usual, will be left picking up the pieces.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.